Hey, beautiful soul. You're listening to the Rising into Mindful Motherhood podcast, your weekly dose of fertility wisdom. I'm your host, Dr. Katie Wood. I'm a barefoot mama bear, pharmacist, and integrative fertility coach. This is your go-to podcast for all things to naturally nourish your fertility, embody womb healing, and reclaim your feminine power to accelerate your path to pregnancy. My expert guests and I will be having intentional conversations to discuss the many facets of a thriving, fertile foundation, natural wellness, and how we grow and transform as women on our journey to motherhood. So let's dive in, shall we? Hello and welcome to Rising into Mindful Motherhood. I'm so happy to have you here listening with me today. So on this episode, I'm going to be talking about one of my fertility clients who hasn't ovulated in over a year, suspected PCOS. She has not been officially diagnosed, but she wants to conceive, and it is on her heart to have a child, to have children. And basically, when she goes to the doctor's office, they're pushing her, telling her pretty much her only options are to do fertility treatments. And in her heart, that is just not feeling right for her right now. It's not feeling aligned. So this is what I told her to ground her back in to her desire to have a child and to anchor in safety within her body. So first and foremost, I know this by my own lived experience, from my clients' experiences, the women in my community, their lived experience. Western medicine doctors are simply not interested in unearthing the root cause. They are essentially in the business of offering you a Band-Aid to chronic dis-ease, right? Not having an ovulatory cycle, that is your body basically giving you a cry for help. So with that said, I always like to ground my clients in safety within the body and to really cultivate and nourish and grow the inner belief that your body is not in need of fixing, but it is in need of being held, healed, and witnessed with love. And really, the biggest thing that I told her is what will ultimately give you what you desire is healing the energetic root cause and essentially the physical manifestation of what is going on. So here's why. Under every physical symptom, whether it's an irregular cycle, amenorrhea, PCOS, endometriosis, you name it, even if it's unexplained infertility and there's nothing seemingly wrong on the outside, there is an energetic distortion, a disruption in the flow of your fertile life force energy. We are energy beings, okay? Every single one of us. We are made out of energy. And over time, repressing and ignoring and even shaming our body's signals will eventually manifest into physical symptoms. So for this particular client, she had regular cycles up until a few years ago when they started becoming more irregular and her periods were changing, and then experiencing other symptoms that are associated with PCOS, like hirsutism, where you are growing hair in unexpected places as a woman. Biggest problem, in my professional opinion, is if we are rushing into fertility treatments, whether that's Clomid, Letrozole, IUI, IVF, without first addressing the root cause, this is a very temporary solution to a lifelong problem if it is never addressed. Now, what I mean by this is yes, there are people who do these treatments and they get pregnant, and that is amazing. But the percentage of that is not as high as you would think. It's not a guarantee to conceive when doing fertility treatments, and a lot of times you have to do multiple treatments. And also what I mean by that, B, is essentially you're offering a temporary solution to, yes, maybe get you pregnant, but maybe not. But whatever was underneath all of this is likely going to be waiting for you afterwards. So what could that look like? That could look like secondary infertility. That could look like postpartum depression. It could manifest as a lot of different things depending on if you get pregnant or not. So that is why I highly recommend, whether it feels aligned to do fertility treatment or not, if you have been struggling for some time and you haven't gotten any answers and you haven't worked with a provider to really help you get to the root cause, I highly encourage you to seek out that type of support, because not only is that going to increase the likelihood of you conceiving, but it's going to make it a healthier conception, a healthier pregnancy, ideally labor, postpartum, right? Our bodies aren't conceiving for a reason. And the amount of reasons are plenty, right? There are so many different causes and reasons for that, but that is why this fertility phase is just so transformative and so delicate and so intimate. But honestly, it's like a portal. It is the biggest opportunity to allow yourself to evolve in your highest level of consciousness, highest level of health, vitality, well-being, to really nourish your mind, your body, and your spirit. It is just a beautiful window of opportunity to really dive into these things. So one of the things that I also shared with her is using our 4-step restorative fertility framework is going to help you get to the root cause and shift it, right? So there's 4 steps. So first, we want to reveal what is the physical and the energetic root cause, right? So let's just say it's PCOS. What is the driver of that? Is it high testosterone? Is it sugar imbalance? So a lot of times, some of the energetic distortions that can be underneath that is you are pushing so much in your masculine energy, not only in your fertility journey, but in life itself, right? A lot of women were type A, go-getters. We do all of these things to achieve and to succeed, and that can manifest as PCOS potentially. So we want to reveal what is the physical root cause and what is the energetic root cause underneath that. And we want to address both. And then number 2, we want to remove the barriers to conceiving and carrying pregnancy to term. So, for example, let's say in the reveal stage, we do reveal that you have high testosterone. We want to remove what is driving that high testosterone. Is it poor nutrition that's causing insulin resistance, that's driving the testosterone up? Is it inner child wounding that makes you feel unworthy and unlovable for XYZ reason? We want to remove and address those barriers. And then number 3, we want to rebalance the physical and the energetic body with bio-individual strategies. This can look like a lot of different things depending on the individual. And then number 4, receive mind, body, spirit nourishment so you can receive your baby. This 4-step method is for the woman who is ready to transcend the limitations the Western space has put on her body and on her fertility. So I have a very special opportunity for you. I have 3 one-on-one spots for this month, and this is for the woman who is ready to claim her fertility back. She's ready to step back into her power. She is ready to do what it takes to finally get pregnant. Like I said, I have 3 spots. It's very limited. There is an application process. If you are feeling called and you want to learn more about this, so we can really connect, decide if this is an aligned step forward for both of us, find me on Instagram at @the_wellness_pharmacist. My Instagram is going to be in the show notes. And I want you to know that no matter what you have been told by a provider, whether it's your OBGYN, your PCP, fertility specialist, family, friends, your mind, I want you to know that it is possible for you. Possibilities are endless. But what is often missed is taking the time to figure out what the root cause of these perceived struggles are. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you have any questions or you're interested, send me a DM. Let me know that you listen to this podcast. You want to hear more about my high-level one-on-one space, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Rising into Mindful Motherhood podcast. If this episode resonated with you or gave you an aha moment, stop what you're doing right now and write a review. This simple act of kindness helps me get this podcast out to connect with as many women as I possibly can. I also have a special offer. If you send me a screenshot of your review, I will take $250 off one of my premium coaching containers. Let me know what resonated with you the most and why. So connect with me in my free Facebook community or tag me on Instagram. You'll find both listed below. Thanks again from the bottom of my heart for tuning in to this episode, and I'll see you next time.